To start our work, we will need to communicate everything clearly through open communication. After all this, when we have to perform a specific task in any area, we will need to conduct a dynamic risk assessment, on-the-spot task instruction, or last-minute risk assessment related to our task. We will also need to explain all of this to our workforce, including what the risks in our work are, and how we will control them, apart from our work in certain areas. What risks we might face, for example, if we are erecting or dismantling scaffolding somewhere. If it is a green zone, then we might not face any other problems. But if it is an amber, yellow, or red zone, then our people might face further risks of toxic gas or a toxic atmosphere. So to evaluate your own support for dynamic risk assessment, which is your risk scenario, we will explain and communicate the points of dynamic risk assessment with all our workers so that they understand it in a better way and can ensure their safety while working. Then active supervision will have to be done. To communicate and complete the work in the proper way, active supervision and continuous monitoring will have to be done. Active supervision and continuous monitoring will be necessary to properly communicate and complete the work. Once your work is complete, after all the completion and after getting the certification signed, after paying for the area, you need to move towards the closure of the permit, close the permit, and hand over the equipment back to the client. So what is it? Our planning, our FRA, our communication, dynamic discussion, permit work execution, and permit closure, all 8 steps of permit work are quite essential. So, whose responsibility is it to explain the things we have to do in the work description? First of all, it is the responsibility of the performing authority, which will be the PA, to clearly describe in the permit what work we have to do. Now comes the question of what will come in clearly describing. But first of all, a clear and concise title and description and work location, in which area and in which plant. A clear title and description and work location specifying in which area and in which plant, which equipment and what activity needs to be performed. After that, the proposed plan start and finish date and duration. If your work is for 4 days, you will need to mention that properly. If your work is more than a week, you will also need to mention that in the proposed date. Accordingly, you will get a permit for a week and you will need to revalidate the permit. Therefore, you must mention its duration and time along with it. After that comes the job performer, who will supervise and conduct your GP on-site activity. Details such as their employee number, ID number, name, and department will be included.